We're going to start in Pakistan. There's breaking news where the High Court has suspended a former Prime Minister Imran Khan's recent conviction on corruption charges. Now Khan has been imprisoned since he was sentenced to 3 years on August the 5th on charges of unlawfully selling state gifts during his time as Prime Minister. As a result of the conviction, he was also barred for 5 years from standing at elections. Suspension of the conviction doesn't necessarily mean that Khan will be free to walk out of jail, or they'll be allowed to contest the national election due later this year, right? This is complicated. So inside court, the judges decided that Imran Khan's jail sentence has now been suspended until they hear his appeal on this particular case. It's the Tashikana case. Back at the beginning of August, he was found guilty of not having declared a gift that he had been given, state gifts that he then sold on, so he was jailed for 3 years from that point. Now that jail sentence has now been suspended, but it doesn't mean that Imran Khan is about to come out of prison. There are lots of other cases. At the moment, Imran Khan's lawyers are trying to get a universal bail that would stop him from being arrested on any of those cases. Now that seems like quite a big ask. Us now, even the lawyers here that I spoke to said the chance of them being able to get that, in their words, was about 30-70 chance that he will end up remaining in prison. So this looks like a lot of other court cases for Imran Khan's lawyers to go through. Now the lawyers here, we're talking about the military establishment now. The establishment's the shorthand term here in Pakistan for the military and intelligence services who were around the very politically involved. Now the many analysts have looked at what has happened to Imran Khan and essentially said this is the case of the establishment saying that they don't want him to be involved in politics, and so these various different cases have happened to be able to repress this ability to be able to stand in a forthcoming general election. Now that means at the moment that they would also argue that the chances of Imran Khan getting out of jail will also depend on how the military establishment are feeling towards him at the moment, how the judiciary are feeling towards him. On the counter-narrative here, if you were to speak to the government, if you were to speak to any of those people inside the establishment, they would say this is all about the rule of law, that Imran Khan has broken various different rules of law, and that the fact that he has been found guilty in this case means that he should be in prison. So this is the sort of arguments that are going on currently in Pakistan. But the end result though is that although Imran Khan has had his jail sentence suspended in this particular case, it doesn't necessarily mean he is going to be out of prison immediately, and maybe not for a little while to come. And Caroline, just very briefly, can I ask you about his supporters, because of course we've seen over the last few months his supporters take to the streets. There's been huge demonstrations. They seem to have been decreasing. Demonstrations in support of Imran Khan, of course, against his treatment. What's the wider perception there across the country about what's going on? So back on the 9th of May when Imran Khan was first arrested, though, we did see protests around the country, and then subsequently we saw thousands of Imran Khan's supporters arrested. We saw many of his main leadership, people with leadership within his party, left the party altogether, and since then when he was arrested for the second time, which happened at the beginning of this month, we did not see those sorts of protests. We did not see that sort of uprising. Now Imran Khan's party, you've said that is because that there has been repression, that people are scared, that people don't want to come out onto the streets. Of course the government say that is because actually they don't, people don't want to follow him.